Okay, so this is a video I've kind of been thinking about making for a long time. Um, so I grew up in a Evangelical Christian Church, a Southern Baptist church in the South. And now I live in a big liberal city, or fairly liberal city. Not as left wing as some, but pretty left wing. I feel like I'm somewhat in the closet regarding how I grew up. It's not something I express to like my coworkers or just people I meet in general. Um, and I think, and it's in fear of being kind of judged, dismissed. I think there is definitely like a bigotry towards Christianity, um, mostly on political grounds. So I can kind of understand how that got started. I was no fan really of Jerry Falwell and the religious right. And in a lot of ways, I don't quite identify with the evangelical Christians. I kind of try to because it's something I grew up with and I feel like I'm supposed to, but I have a hard time with it. But I want to give the benefits of it because I think a lot of people, they've only heard about it from the outside, but I think there are benefits. Uh, for me, growing up, there was a pretty strong sense of community. Um, there was an idea that people were on the same page and that they had at least something in common. Um, I think that the idea that people are trying to convert each other or save their souls, as some Christians would phrase it, is a way of trying to bring people into the community and not allowing people to be on their own and be alone. Um, I think something we experience now, especially in these large liberal cities, is a lot of loneliness, a lot of atomization, and a lot of alienation. Um, it seems in a way that people who come from more traditional, say, immigrant cultures, they fare better because they have this kind of built-in immigrant culture identity that they can go to. Whereas the kind of native born Americans don't. Um, they're just floating around in this thing. That was not the case for me growing up. It was a tight community. Too. There's a lot of children in evangelical communities. Compared to these big liberal cities, there's very few children. It's almost like children are the exception instead of the norm. That was not the case. There's lots of children, kids running around, lots of kids to play with, parents who could trust each other and let their kids be around each other. So while the communities weren't perfect, um, there was a lot of good to them, and I think people should realize that. I think that these environment I'm in now, the big liberal city, um, there's a lot of downsides to that too, namely atomization and childlessness and just loneliness. Um, so what I wanted to make this video so that people could get an understanding of the benefits of these evangelical Christian communities, and probably similar all tight religious communities are like this to an extent. I doubt that Christianity is necessarily any anything necessarily special. So I guess that's about it for now. Uh, Thanks for listening. Bye.